The 1996 general election, the BJP made it one of their major poll planks and campaigned vigorously in the border towns of West Bengal. Whenever any deportation of illegal Bangladeshis has been attempted, it has been alleged that they were West Bengal Muslims.
As I see, there are two types of persons coming. One, those cross the border because of persecution socially and politically, and most of them are non-Muslims. Others are, some small number is being infiltrated by design, but quite a big number is crossing the border in search of food and shelter. Even then, they are creating a lot of problems in Bengal, in Assam, even in Tripura. And some of them, government tried to send them back. But a huge cry has been made, raised by so many persons, the so-called secular forces, including West Bengal government. You'll recall that some time ago, maybe last year, some persons were picked up in Bombay and they were trying to be sent back. And even the Bengal government came to the rescue.
Bangladesh nationals lodged in different West Bengal jails are being forced to undergo illegal detention, following reluctance of the Bangladesh government to take back the infiltrators. But in most cases, the jail authorities are being forced to keep them confined in prison, even after prosecution is over. This is because repatriation is an official process and depends entirely on the approval of the country where they are to be sent. The alternative is to push back the arrested Bangladeshi nationals. This alternative mode has also become restricted following vigilance by Bangladesh rifles. Bangladeshi people are told to mount a watch and not allow any pushback by Indian security forces. To prevent the infiltration of Bangladeshi nationals, the government of India has taken up a project for the construction of roads and fences along the India-Bangladesh border in Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura and West Bengal. The problem of Bangladesh immigrants is a human issue. No amount of deportation or border fencing can solve it. All demographers agree that migrations of people from poorer regions to neighboring less poorer ones are as inevitable as water seeking its own level. Besides, there are ecological and environmental dimensions.
তোমার কি অন্যরকম লাগে এরকম বাংলাদেশ আর ভারতবর্ষের মধ্যখানে যে তুমি বসে আছো তোমার কেমন লাগে?
ভালো লাগে।
ভালো লাগে? তুমি তোমার ভোট আছে তোমার?
আছে।
কোন দেশে ভোট দাও?
ইন্ডিয়াতে ভোট দেয়।
আর বাংলাদেশে?
বাংলাদেশেও দেয়।
বাংলাদেশেও দেয়?
These people must be divested of voting rights, but may even be allowed civic rights at the local level. One long-term solution could be that the development strategies of India and Bangladesh are coordinated. Since the Bangladeshi immigration is largely from particular districts, could it be possible that some developmental aid is given to these districts by India or other donor countries? In the final analysis, the problem of refugees and migrants raises many questions.
We must find out a solution to this large-scale infiltration because the problem, as I said, is of immense magnitude.
It can be solved. They have got to show that they cannot carry on this activity. And moreover, as I would not hesitate to say, the local persons, Indians belong to any community, should be detected also, because without their support it's very difficult for any foreigner to stay.
Once you have the same kind of instructions given to the BSF as for the border with Pakistan, once you can reduce the corruption of officials dealing with immigration, I think we will partially solve the problem. But a very important aspect of the problem is to disfranchise those foreign nationals who have made their way into the electoral rolls also, because that is one way of at least ensuring that your political power does not go into the hands of foreigners.
With the help of both the government, central government and the government of Bangladesh also, it will be easy to solve the problem. Otherwise it will be difficult.
The political parties know about it, the government knows about it, the media knows about it. Media writes about it. But it's taken a long time for the left-front government in West Bengal to realize and accept that there is influx and infiltration, and the number of people coming in are quite high in terms of incidence is increasing. And after a long time, when Jyotibabu did admit it at a press conference that was being held in Taj Bengal recently, about a year or so ago, this question was posed to Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. So initially she feigned ignorance and she said, no, as far as my government is concerned, there is no infiltration. So when the media sort of, kept harping on the question, she said, if there is infiltration, and since Mr. Basu is raising the point, I'll look into it. And that was that. So there is no basic effort on either the part of the Indian government or the West Bengal government, or for that matter Bangladesh, to see what exactly the problem is.
An international consensus is emerging that no government is obliged to admit migrants, that migration is an individual national policy. If immigration is not a basic human right, then each country must weigh conflicting claims and consider the consequences of alternative policies for their citizens. Migration and refugee issues cannot simply be reduced to moral questions, but neither are they solely questions of national sovereignty in which moral judgments play no role.